Good morning, everyone. Please come on in. Make sure you hit the like button, share button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Happy hump day. It is almost a weekend, y'all. Almost a weekend. We halfway through, which means a lot for those of y'all who don't work on the weekends. But I've been working my weekends, y'all. But still, I don't know what it is. Even when you work weekends, when you normally work Monday through Friday, it's still some type of, I don't know, anxiousness you get just because it's the weekend. I don't know why. But yes, come on in. We're just going to do a little chit chatting this morning, discussing a few things that I just been seeing, trending in the news. One of those, I've been really following the Rust movie set shooting with Alec Baldwin and them, um, because it's really a lot of discrepancies, and it's become quite obvious to a lot of people who's been paying attention that people, maybe a lot of people, are not being really truthful about the situation that's going on down there. And a lot of heat is coming on Alec Baldwin. And I don't know, something just ain't right. And again, I've been following this since it first showed up on the news. Um if you've been following it and you got any information on that or any thoughts or opinions, please put it in the chat. Or if you come in after the show, just put it in the comment section. But one of the main discrepancies with the Russ movie set shooting, um, that killed one lady and injured somebody else. Hey Nick, how you doing, Nick Nack? Good morning. Yes, I got my coffee here. It's kind of cooled down a little bit, but ain't nothing wrong with a little cold coffee. I throw a little ice in there, a little cream, make me some caramel, make me some iced coffee. Mm. Okay, just took another sip. But one of the main discrepancies that I keep hearing right now is that they were not doing target practice shooting on the set, like outside of the set, in the field or whatever, because they were like kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But now, one of the attorney for the lady who was supposed to be like the armorer, he's speaking out for her. And I'm gonna let y'all watch. It's just a few minutes. I want y'all to watch from the interview this morning on GMA. And again, one of the discrepancies when it first hit the fan about this shooting, it was a lot of accusations of them doing target practice. That's why there were real bullets, um, live ammunition on set, was because they were doing like target practice with real bullets off the set, like outside of the church area, the church setup area. And now they're saying no, the armorer don't recall seeing any target practice. And I'm like, huh? What? Okay, and then there's another discrepancy saying the armorer was inexperienced. Some people saying she was very experienced. Some people say she was inexperienced. And from what the attorney was saying this morning for the armorer is that her father is a armorer, and he used to take her on set all the time and teach her about guns and how to handle guns and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, what? Her father was a well-known armorer for movie sets and things like that, and she just used to follow him around on the set. You know how you bring your child to work or something like that? That's what it seemed like they were saying. Like he used to bring his daughter to work a lot, and I don't know. But y'all, I'm about to play this little clip for y'all again. A few minutes of this interview that I saw this morning. So let me jump right over here and click share. Okay. Oh, did I stop the share? Hold on. Hold on, y'all. You said they said she was apprentice. So how do you see when you handling guns and stuff like that? You hired an apprentice. I don't know. I didn't quite understand that at all. But let me share this interview screen. And it was a total of like 9 minutes in the interview, but I just want y'all to watch the first few minutes with me. Okay, add to stream.
Fazoli's $5 under $5.
Is that a troll in the chat? Okay. Okay, sorry, I have to get rid of that troll in the chat. Trolls have nothing better to do early in the morning but come in and interrupt somebody's show. Okay, here we go.
With our GMA cover story and more on the deadly shooting on the set of the Alec Baldwin film. Now is Jason Bowles, the attorney for Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the armorer for the production. Mr. Bowles, thank you
so much for joining us this morning. And I want to start with the chain of command of the gun that was used in the fatal shooting. But when the crew broke for lunch, your client told investigators that the guns were locked away, but ammunition was left unsecured on the car. When production resumed, who handled the gun and who ultimately gave it to Baldwin?
Thank you and good morning. Thank you for having me on. At that point at 11 a.m. that morning, the gun was loaded. It was loaded with dummy rounds. Those are inert rounds incapable of firing on the cart. When Hannah came back from lunch,
hold on, you guys. I'm gonna go out and come back in because it seemed like it's a little bit of static. So 1 second, y'all.
I can't even. One day, maybe, but not right now.
Okay, here we go. I had to back out and come back in because it seemed like it was a little bit staticky. And I want to make sure you guys heard the interview pretty good. So let me know if it's still acting up, you guys. I'm about to play it again. And of course, we're just going to watch the first few minutes of this interview. And this is on Good Morning America, and Michael is interviewing the attorney for the armorer that was on the set of Rust, the Rust movie set with Alec Baldwin. And let me just make sure we put up our little copyright disclaimer right here.
with our GMA cover story and more on the deadly shooting on the set of the Alec Baldwin film Rust. Joining us now is Jason Bowles, the attorney for Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the armorer for the production. Mr. Bowles, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I want to start with the chain of command of the gun that was used in the fatal shooting. But when the crew broke for lunch, your client told investigators that the guns were locked away, but ammunition was left unsecured on the cart. When production resumed, who handled the gun and who ultimately gave it to Baldwin?
Thank you and good morning. Thank you for having me on. At that point at 11 a.m. that morning, the gun was loaded with dummy rounds. Those are inert rounds incapable of firing on the cart. When Hannah came back from lunch, approximately 10 minutes after that, 12 something, she then showed that firearm to Mr. Halls, the assistant director. She spun the cylinder, showed him each of the rounds in that firearm, and then she gave the firearm to Mr. Halls. At that point, he had the gun. He went into the church. He said he was going to hold it. At that point, Hannah, there was no scene going on. There was no rehearsal. There was tech prep with the cameras. They were trying to figure out where they're going to be. So with nothing going on, Hannah left the church to resume her duties on her prop job.
And by saying that she picked up the gun, she spun the cylinder, are you trying to say that she rechecked the gun before it was given to Alec Baldwin?
She did spin the cylinder. She showed Mr. Halls each of the rounds. There were 6 dummy rounds that she had loaded into that firearm that she believed had been dummy rounds. She did spin it. She did check it. She did, by spinning it, by showing it to Mr. Halls, gave it to Mr. Halls. We then know that he had the firearm in the church, and that firearm then ended up with Mr. Baldwin. It was not given to Mr. Baldwin by Hannah. I believe it went to him through Mr. Halls, and that was the chain of custody of that weapon.
And does Hannah know how a live bullet got into that weapon?
No, and I appreciate you asking that. That's going to be the biggest question in this case, and that's something we're very on, and we're looking at. We're going to work closely with law enforcement, do anything we can to cooperate. The FBI is running forensic testing, evidence, DNA, and fingerprint. That's going to be critical in terms of who put that live round on the scene. Multiple live rounds, we understand, were recovered. And why? Because the other interesting fact about this, there was a box of labeled dummy rounds that Hannah had been pulling from. She knew were dummy rounds. Somebody put that live round or live rounds in that box. When you do that, you can only have bad intentions because you're going to confuse the rounds if you're the armorer. And they appear very similarly. The dummy rounds look like a regular live round.
So you're saying that it could have been purposely done?
We are looking at that possibility. We're afraid that could have been what happened here, that somebody intended to sabotage this set with a live round intentionally placed in a box of dummies. Otherwise, you wouldn't, first of all, you wouldn't bring a live round on the set. But second of all, why do you place that in the box labeled dummies that the armorer is going to be pulling from? Everybody knows they're going to be getting them from there. Why would you do that other than to try to cause some incident on the set? Now, we're not saying anybody had any intent there was going to be a tragedy, a homicide, but they wanted to do something to cause a safety incident on set. But that's what we believe happened.
And that's a very, very serious allegation. Do you have any evidence to support that?
Well, the biggest evidence we have is that there is a box of dummies and there's live rounds within that box. We know Hannah did not put the live rounds in that box. We know the live rounds shouldn't have been in that box, but they were. So there can be very, very few explanations for why live rounds end up in a box of dummy prop ammunition on a movie set. And one of them is that somebody wants that to go into a firearm and they wants that to be an incident on the set. There's no other reason to mix a live round with the dummies. There's just none.
And you said that Hannah handed the AD the gun and she left the church. So the gun was in the church without Hannah.
It was in the church without Hannah. That is correct. And she didn't believe there was anything happening at that point. There was no rehearsal. There was no scene going on. It was a tech prep where the cameras were setting up, positioning. So there was not supposed to be happening. Had they called her in, and they do, they call Hannah in and they say, we're about to do a scene involving a firearm. She'll go in, she'll re-instruct Mr. Baldwin on the safety features, what he's doing in the shot. She'll go through the gun again, she'll inspect it again. And that's how it worked on this set. Well, she wasn't called back because there wasn't a scene, there wasn't a shot in terms of the movie.
You know, investigators, they say they found 500 rounds of ammunition on set, including blanks, as you said, dummy rounds.
Okay, y'all, that is really what I wanted y'all to hear. I think the interview is about probably 4 more minutes long, but that is basically the gist of what I wanted y'all to hear. Was the attorney. Let me see what Nikki said. Hold on. Yeah, Nikki, I'm glad you stated that because I'm going to read into that a little bit too. But the attorney was saying basically in so many words that somebody could have purposely, intentionally put the live bullets, the real bullets in with the dummy bullets. He was like, why else would somebody do something like that? So was this a setup? Was this set purposely sabotaged? Now, as far as Nikki, what she was saying, as far as one of the camera people quit, that was actually camera assistant. He claimed that Alec Baldwin shooting was a result of lack of gun safety protocols, and his name is what name was it him? Was it him or her? I think it's a he. Their name is Lane Looper, and they were speaking out about basically the lack of gun safety on the set, and saying that that's why the cinematographer Helena Hutchinson died while she was shot. But what he said was on Good Morning America, Looper said, what I put in my resignation letter was the lax COVID policies, the housing situation, driving to and from Albuquerque, and specifically gun safety, a lack of rehearsals, a lack of preparing the crew for what we were doing that day. And then later that day, which was yesterday, later Tuesday, Alec Baldwin, he appeared to defend accusations that there were poor working conditions on the set. He shared a post on from the Russ costume professional, Therese Davis. And Davis claimed guns were checked on set. She also claimed there were several safety meetings, which Looper claims is false. So again, like I said in the beginning of my show this morning, there's a lot of discrepancies. Like the main one, that there were no live target practice with real bullets outside of the set area, out on the grounds of the set. Some people saying there was target practice with live bullets on the set. There's a big discrepancy right there. Some people say that the armorer was very trained for her position, and others say that she was just an apprentice being an arm bearer on the set. Some people are saying, like Looper saying, there wasn't that much training. I mean, there wasn't that much practice. There wasn't that much safety training. And other people are saying that there was repeatedly safety training and gun training on the set. So it's a lot of discrepancies. And it was like 90-something people on the set. Hey, Creola. Hey, Godmom. A lot of people are saying, different things. And it was like 90 people on the set and a lot of people to interview. But yeah, I don't know, man. It definitely does seem like a setup. I mean, I don't understand. That is like, I don't understand. I don't understand. If this person, like the person they were saying, the armorer, they were saying how matter of fact, let me go back. Hold on. Let me go back to my. Hold on, hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, damn. I lost the screen that I was on. Let me try to get back to it. Okay, that's her name. Hannah Gutierrez Reed. That was the name of the armorer. That was the name of the armorer. And like Nikki said, some people said that she was apprentice, and others said that her father, who was a very experienced armorer, Helena used to follow him around or come to work with him on sets where he was handling and being an armorer for the guns. And that is where she got her training. So I would think that in situations with guns and weapons that you would want somebody really experienced. And why would you hire an apprentice? For one, that's my question right there. That's my question. But yeah, that is real crazy. I don't understand how it happened. Hopefully they'll do a very, it seems like they are trying to get to the bottom of this, and it seems like they are really trying to do a very thorough investigation and not jumping the gun, no pun intended. But it seems like they are doing a very thorough investigation, and if somebody purposely put those bullets in there and mix them with the live bullets to cause a catastrophe or cause something tragic to happen, I hope they find that out and that person is charged. Because somebody did lose their life. The cinematographer did lose her life, and it shouldn't have happened. It really shouldn't happen. And hopefully this will be a lesson to excuse me, to other directors. Give me a little sip of my coffee. But hopefully this will be a lesson to other directors, the producers, armorers, everybody on set. You got to take this seriously when you're messing around with guns. No live bullets should have ever been on the gun set, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as other people are concerned as well. Now, that's just the update I have on that. If you want to watch the full interview, just go to GMA, Good Morning America, and you can see the full interview. Now, next, and I am on my little break at work right now, so I got about 15 minutes left. But if you are just on your way in, please like and share the video. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Now, I don't know what's going on in your neck of the woods as far as like the children and the vaccinations and schools and things like that. But one of our schools in our area has been shut down for 2 weeks. Elementary school in our area has been shut down for 2 weeks, and that's the Black Elk Elementary. There was an outbreak of COVID among the students, and it's a Miller Public School. Where I live is Omaha Public School, and not too far from us in another district, like in the suburbs, is Miller Public School area. And I'm just going to play this clip real quick right here. Then we're going to talk about these vaccinations that's rolling out for the children. Share screen. This is crazy. Now, I know a lot of people were kind of hesitant about if they should send their kids back to school, if they shouldn't send their kids back to school. But this situation, I can't believe the school just shut down, but they had to. So let's take a look at this real quick. And of course, again, we're going to show our copyright disclaimer.
Some parents say a mask mandate would have stopped an outbreak like this, while others are even questioning if the school really has that many positive cases. The COVID-19 outbreak at Black Elk Elementary was on everyone's mind at the Millard School Board meeting Monday night, including board members.
My heart goes out to the families impacted by that because I know it's a very difficult situation. I wish it was different.
As for what it takes to make it different, parents disagree.
We need to step up and require masks until people either take it seriously or COVID's under control.
Masks do not help those with lung issues. They hurt them. So please keep these masks off our kids. Keep letting it be optional to these parents what they want to do with their children.
Millard has not required masks this semester, only recommending them. Some say that's the reason why Black Elk is closed for 2 weeks.
Everyone who was requesting masks from the beginning of the school year said this was going to happen. We did not want to say we told you so, but we told you so.
Others say masks aren't necessary. They want to see proof of the positive cases.
I request some kind of confirmation when these positive tests are coming in.
Taking kids out of school, taking kids away from their friends, just because of an assumption. We can assume all day long what we want to do, but that's not the truth. That's not the facts.
Students at Black Elk will now learn remotely until November 15th. Some parents have questions about how that's going to work.
If their child's classroom or whole school building is closed for 2 weeks, what is the district going to do to help those struggling families? Many of us are worried about our neighbors.
Millard Public Schools says it knows this is not an easy time for parents. When it comes to remote learning, a spokesperson says teachers will give plenty of grace and understanding, but they want to do what they can to keep the students' education moving forward. Back to you.
Okay, so how do y'all feel about that? Especially the people in my area, especially some of you who might have children at Millard in the Millard school district. One of those parents said they want proof. They want to see the positive test results of the children who did catch the COVID-19. And isn't that kind of like an invasion of privacy? Like, really? You want to know which child, because that's basically what they're asking, is they want to see the test results for each of the kids that were tested positively for this outbreak at this school that caused it to be shut down for 2 weeks. And I think that's a little bit crossing the line. If there is an outbreak of the flu, let's say the flu, okay, there have been schools that were shut down before with the flu, right? In the past, here in our area and other areas. But with the COVID-19, now parents are asking, well, certain parents are asking to see the proof, to see the test results. And I think that's really crossing the line. These are children, these are small children, and you want to see their test results to believe that there's been an outbreak in your school. I don't know what's wrong with parents. I do not know what's wrong with parents. Like when the outbreak first started last year, all these parents was fussing. I want my kids in school. I want my kids in school. Like when you have kids, sometimes we have to make sacrifices, and that's just how it is. If the staff at the school, the administrators in your school district saying there's been an outbreak with a lot of positive results of COVID-19 at your children's school, why would you not believe them? Why would they make it up just to have your children at home for 2 weeks while they clean and sanitize the school? I don't get that. But anyway, child, I would be like, send my kid home, give me his homework, email it to me. I'll make sure if we have any questions, we will hit you up, the teacher or principal or nurse or whatnot. So that part I don't understand. Now, there are 20,000 doses of vaccines for the children between the ages of 5 to 11 in the first shipment for Douglas County. I don't know about Millard, where they had that outbreak, which caused that Black Elk school to be shut down for 2 weeks. But as far as Douglas County, we're supposed to get 20,000 vaccine doses for the children between 5 through 11, which is going to roughly vaccinate about a third of that age group for us in Douglas County. If your children are between the ages of 5 and 11 and you want them to be vaccinated, the decision is up to you, just like as with us adults. The decision is up to us whether we get vaccinated or not. One thing I do wonder, though, as far as the children, like I know you can still potentially get the virus, but I wonder if it has a different effect on children. Like if they get vaccinated, will they still have to get the virus? Do they have to get the booster shots and things like that? So I'm gonna have to look more into that as well. But our health department in this neck of the woods, our health directors, they are looking, keeping an eye on the transmission in Elkhorn and Bennington and the Miller areas because of the outbreak. In that outbreak, they said that closed Black Elk Elementary in Miller. They said that the outbreak impacted about 25% of the school. So again, if the officials at my if the officials at my school told me that 1/4 of the children came down with the virus, I'm not gonna be sitting up there talking about I want to see proof. I want to see the records. I want to see the test results for that 25% of the children. Come on, that's an invasion of privacy when it comes to children or an adult. Just take their word for it. Keep your doggone children at home. Thank you, Nikki. That's against HIPAA. I mean, like I said, some parents, I don't understand y'all. And my kid, my youngest one who's still at home and in college, full time, he goes to college. He's of course back in classes because the schools open back up, this last, fall, or not fall, but after the summer break, the schools open back up. So yes, he does go actually to the campus. He has some classes that are online where he can do it from home, but several of his classes are actually on campus. And he has been vaccinated. He got both of his shots months ago. He took it upon himself. I didn't give him any advice. He was just like, Mom, I want to travel. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go to concerts. I want to, and he was like, I'm going to get the shot. So he got both of his shots months ago. And now that he's back in class, he still like wears his mask and he's still practicing safety precautions. But if his college would say 25% of the school has came down with the virus, I'm not going to call his college and say, I want to see proof. I want to see, or even if they were in school, in grade school, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Okay. My godmom said these are the same people that says, right. Right. They know it's real. They know we need to practice safety precautions. But then on the flip side, I want to see the actual proof of the test. I wish somebody would say they want to see my child's hospital records so they can have proof that there's an outbreak in their children's school. Again, sometimes we have to make sacrifices for children. Sometimes things happen that are outside of our control that we cannot handle. That we cannot control. It is what it is. Keep your child at home. If they sick, I wish them a speedy recovery for the ones that did come down with the virus, and hopefully they won't spread it to nobody else. That's the whole thing. If they didn't shut down the school, don't you think it's a possibility that it could continue spreading? But I digress. Knick-Knack said Children's Hospital said they have a couple of the students from Black Elk. Oh wow! So are they admitted into the hospital? See, that's what I'm talking about. This. Again, my children are grown. One of them, Ben, graduated, went to college. He's running his own family, doing his own thing. The other one's still at home in college full time. But I still, as a parent, will take all safety measures for my children to make sure that they don't catch the virus. And if they say, look, we need to shut the college down again, shut that mofo down. And my son will gladly, well, I ain't gonna say gladly because he was really looking forward. College kids are kind of like the grade school, the high school kids. After being out of school so long and away from campus, they look forward to going to campus, hooking up with their friends, their buddies, laughing and hanging out in the hallways in class, in the libraries, stuff like that. So yeah, he was looking forward to going back to school after the summer break. So he was excited, wear his new gear, his new kicks. College kids is, kind of similar to the younger kids. They like to be around their peers. So I'm not going to say he would gladly be at home if they had to shut down the college, but you know what I mean. He knows what could happen, and we didn't watch enough news and know enough people who got sick, either people who were close to us or people that we knew through other people. So yeah, I'm glad they're taking that safety precaution. I really am. Nikki said, at my kid's school, they let you know there's a case, but not release names. If your child is in classes with a student or staff, that's what they're supposed to do. That's exactly what they're supposed to do. They're just supposed to say your child was in close contact or close vicinity with another child who had the virus. You need to take them out, quarantine them for a couple of weeks. If they get fevers, if they get sick, if they get, take them to the doctor. That's how it's been. Not we're going to give you proof of the children's test results that came down with it. No. Have you heard of HIPAA? Have you heard of patient privacy? I don't know what's wrong with these parents. Maybe it's Millard. Maybe because it's Millard. We know that's a suburb of our district, fancier houses, fancier cars, people with bigger incomes. It's the subs, it's the suburbs. I don't know if they feel entitled. Maybe somebody's out there being a whole Karen. Maybe that's what it is. Somebody's out there feeling super entitled, being a whole Karen, and want to know the test results of which children and all that kind. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Okay, my godmom said there are parents who have contacted COVID from their kids who pick it up at school. Right. And that's the whole reason why the school shut down all practically last year, because parents could give it to the kids who could take it to the school, who could give it to other kids and the teachers and the staff, and vice versa. Vice versa. So, yeah, they are adamant. Right, Nick. But that's all I got, y'all, for this morning's Hood Table in the Morning show. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm going to keep my eye on the Russ movie set shooting. I'm going to keep my eye on that story. If something new comes up, if they do, especially if they find out somebody really purposely, like they are kind of alleging that somebody purposely put those live bullets and mixed them in with the dummies and the blanks to purposely cause a tragedy or cause, ambush the set or sabotage the set. I said ambush, sabotage the set. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping my eye on that. And for those of you who have children between the ages of 5 through 11 who want your children to be vaccinated, check your local hospitals, your local schools, because I know for our area, again, the first 20,000 doses was supposed to arrive this week, which is going to vaccinate like a third of the children in that age group. So it's totally up to you. It's your decision on what you want to do with your children. But regardless, practice safety first. Practice safety first. Try to keep everybody safe. You said my children have both shots and still practice safety measures. Exactly. I have mine too. And no matter where I go, to the gas station, Walmart, a restaurant, if I get into the vicinity close to the place I'm going to and realize I forgot my mask, I go all the way out. Matter of fact, where was I at? Oh yeah, when I went live Sunday from our trick or treat event at our church, my first lady, our pastor's wife, the first lady, she was walking around outside around the church. She said, oh my God, I don't have a mask. I was like, here, honey. I went right to my car. I got stacks of masks. I keep masks all in my car. I keep a big old box in the house. People be coming in the house, like my son's friends, Miss Tanya, can I get some of these masks? You sure can. Take them. So yeah, keep masks on you. Keep masks in your car. Keep masks in your house. Because yeah, just because you got them shots, we see people still getting the CBD-19, regardless if they vaccinated or not. So keep practicing those extra safety measures, those precautions for your entire family, your friends, your loved ones, everybody that you encounter. That's the only way that we're going to get through this thing. So on that note, everybody, I hope you have a good rest of the day. My break is about up, so I'm about to get back to work, clock back in. And what's today? Wednesday. That's right. Today is Wednesday. I might come back to you guys later tonight. Y'all know I've been working a lot of hours. I've been working literally 7 days a week, like 10-hour days. So I haven't really been able to keep up with my TV show reviews. I'm not tripping. I hope y'all not tripping. I'm gonna come to you guys when I can. And hopefully pretty soon, at least within maybe the next month or so, we'll be all caught back up at work and no more overtime be, requested from us. But until then, in the meantime, in the meantime, I love you guys. Thanks for joining me this morning. Thanks for your support as always for our YouTube channel. And at the top of the chat, I did put, please click this link to subscribe to our backup channel. We have a backup the Hood Table channel called the Hood Table 402. So if you can click that link to subscribe to our backup channel, because eventually I'm going to start doing different content on each channel for different people, different audiences. So please go ahead and make sure you click that backup channel. And also this Friday night, we're going to do our contest. I have some things that I want to give away to our members, the people who actually members of our YouTube channel platform. If you want to become a member, all you have to do is click the join button, which is right next to the subscribe button. It's only $1.99 a month, and it does help support our channel. It does help support me, my channel, and my co-host. My main co-host, Karma Diva. I always give her a love offering because she does co-host on my Friday Night Lives and other different shows and help me do interviews from time to time. And also, speaking of our co-host, Karma Diva, please continue to keep her in prayers. Most of you know that her mother did pass away. Most of you know that she was sick. She was suffering from side effects of COVID. She had caught that this summer. She's been ill. She had several things happen, strokes, and Karma Diva did say this on the platform, so I feel like I can repeat it for her. But she did pass away, so rest in peace to Mama Karma Diva. Her funeral is coming up in a few days, and it's been really rough for Carmel Diva and her family right now with the passing of her mom recently. So please, again, continue to support her. Continue to keep her in your prayers, her and her family, as they lay her mother to rest within the next week. And on that note, everybody, stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all time. Again, I love you guys, and you have a wonderful hump day, and have a wonderful rest of the week. Bye.